everyone. It's Aniela here. Happy weekend. Happy Sunday to all of you. I hope this message finds all of you well today. We're going to be talking about something very, what is the word? Common. And it's actually a very interesting topic we're going to be talking about today. It's the one big thing that quote unquote, holds you back or keeps you stuck on the twin flame journey. It's very interesting. I've spoken about this a number of times, that, things on this journey can be very similar, even though we're talking about people who don't know each other, from all over the world, from all walks of life, from just about every culture, background, just everywhere on this earth. And it's amazing how certain things just kind of tend to be hallmarks, what we call hallmarks on this journey. So we're going to talk about that today. Again, I'm Aniela. I am a coach with the Be With Your Twin Flame program, and I'm happy to see you all here today. As I made an announcement early last week, we are having a very interesting type of poll here in which Elle decided that we're going to do something a little different, to offer some coaching up front when you go ahead and click on that link. There's a lot of things that happen on this journey, especially when you don't know, when you have no idea. And a lot of times, it can cause a lot of confusion. It can cause a lot of exhaustion. It can cause so many things, and it just gets people to a point where they are, they're like, what is going on? What's happening? It is unlike anything else you will ever go through or you have ever been through. It's unlike anything else. And everything you see out there, other than anything that's put out from this program or from El Hari, is really not true teaching on the twin flame journey. So if you're in that place and you're kind of just at this point where you just, because this happens, where you're at a point where you're just tired and you are ready. You're ready to take that step. You're ready to invest in yourself. You're ready to invest in your journey and get the right tools and the right information so that you don't waste your time. You don't spin in circles. You don't go through all these different programs or teachings or other modalities, we call them, to find yourself back here where a lot of people end up coming, because this is where you're going to find out what you really need to do in order to maneuver this journey you're on. So when you are there and you're ready to do that for yourself, because really people, again, as I always say, and Elle always says, this journey is about you. When you're really to make it about you, go ahead and click on that link and you will not be disappointed. Alrighty, so today we're talking about that one big thing that quote unquote holds you back, and I'll get into the quote unquotes too in just a little bit, and also keeps you stuck. You're never really stuck, but it feels like you are. The one thing that keeps you there and holds you back is coming from a frame of reference where you're a victim. You're a victim. What that can look like and sound like is, the TF did this to me. This, meaning they left or ghosted me, they cheated on me, they lied to me, they stole from me. On this journey as a coach, I have heard so many different predicaments, circumstances, and situations with people, and it is all very, very similar, and it can all look alike, like I said, from people all walks of life, all over the world. I coach people all over the world, and it's that thinking where the TF did this to me, did this. I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm not saying that, these aren't things that can happen in our life that can really shake us up sometimes. I'm not saying that at all. Those definitely can very much be how you felt. But really what it is, no one, and I really do truly mean no one, can do anything to you. It is all about how you receive it and how you respond to it. And what happens is it becomes a victim mentality. when we are starting to take that control and giving it to someone else that can control how we feel, how we respond, and how we react, which is really what it is. It's a reaction. It's our fear-based energy looking at all of that and keeping us in that victim mode. Two things happen here. When you're in that mode, you can't take any responsibility. You can't and you won't, and your fear-based energy won't allow you to. And it kind of goes hand in hand. So when you can't and you won't take any responsibility, guess what? You are stuck, or seemingly stuck, and you are held back, seemingly held back, because you won't take any responsibility. You cannot do anything or change anything for the things that you don't take responsibility for. That is a absolute truth. You can't. You know, it's kind of similar, you know, the easiest physical way that everybody can probably relate to, the easiest example that I can give, because I like to give examples so people can go, oh, okay, I get that. But one of the easier ways to paint that is, you know, say you are in the process of moving into a new home. A new home could be for yourself or a new home that you're buying. You know, so many times we go into something, if we're renting a home, you know, there's not a whole lot we can do with it. Yeah, that we don't own it. We will be living there, we will be residing there for a time being, but we don't own it. So we don't really take the time to plan it, in the sense, change the paint, bust down a wall, you know, do things. But when you own it, and you know, a lot of people have this ability to look at a home and decide that this is the home for me, but I'm going to do these little things. I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to change this a little bit. Some people gut out the whole home. That is absolutely amazing. It is amazing that they can go in and they look at that. But, you know, it's not going to matter what the prior owner did or had with that property. It could be totally not to their liking even. But they're going to go in there, they're going to buy that home, and they're going to take responsibility and gut the thing out and completely change it out, because they're going to make it theirs. So that's a really parallel way of putting it. When you're talking about this spiritual journey that you're on, the twin flame journey, and you look at it that way, it pretty much is the same thing. You know, you can either rent the home and just, you know, this is how it is, this person did this to me, you know, that kind of thing. Or you can go in there and you can own that home. You can own that home and completely gut it out. And it doesn't, on this journey, I'm a coach. There isn't a whole lot of gutting. It's not an easy journey. It's not an easy thing to learn how to balance your fear-based energy. But you go in there and you own it. You take ownership of it. Every little thing. And you're able to learn how to balance that energy. So none of these things, it's not just TF. Now when things happen in the physical world, things can happen that way. I like to say the way you do one thing is the way you do everything a lot of times. Because we come with a certain mindset. We look at things perspective. And until we're taught, or we teach ourselves how to look at things a little bit different, you know, you kind of just operate in that mode. So things can happen to you also in the regular world, in the physical world. If you look at it like that, as a victim, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. And it's teaching you how we do in this program, how to get out of that mode, how to take ownership, how to go in there and how to buy that house for yourself, or build a completely brand new house, just how you want it. So think about that. Think about that a little bit, that example. Because really, people, no one can do anything. Like I said, I'm not saying the things that you are going through don't hurt. Don't kind of put a total shakeup on your life, because that's what happens on this journey. It tends to do that. It tends to do that. But you can make the choice yourself to either rent out the space and just keep going, you know, in status quo, the way you've been doing, or you can understand that your soul led you here. Your soul led you here because it's time to take ownership of that house. It's time to do that. So when you're ready, when you're tired of renting, quote unquote renting, and using up another mindset, another perspective, another way of doing things, maybe how you've always done things, when you're tired of that, because you're tired of the same old results, you're tired of feeling this way, go ahead and click on that link and schedule one of our 60-minute coaching calls. You will not regret it, trust me. I am a coach with the Be With Your Twin Flame program, and as coaches, all of us here can really understand what you're going through because we've been on it ourselves. Okay? So if you're resonating with that, go ahead. And you're ready? You're ready to own it? Go ahead and click on that link. Alrighty, folks. You guys have a wonderful Sunday, and we will talk to you again soon. God bless. Bye, everyone.